No, there is no stopping me. So the button's fucking hit. Oh, hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome to Rants Raves, the Night Strike edition, because Roll Call's internet's taking a shit and he's on his cell phone right now. So
Yep.
blame Roll Call for not hosting it earlier, because Roll Call just, he's lazy. That's all we got. That's all I got.
That's all I got.
So
Well,
what's up? So I watched the Democratic debate, and I don't think of the 10 they had tonight, because they got like 25 running this year for president. Of the 25 that of the 10 they had tonight, not a single one of them was a decent human being. Because, they prayed for heart and souls and peace and justice for all at the end. And I'm like, who are these fucking people kidding? Not a single one of you bastards has heart, has a soul. You've already sold it. But, apparently not. So, anyways, and not a single one of them were good on guns. No, they don't want guns at all. So if any of those 10 tonight get elected, kiss your Second Amendment goodbye.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they were. It was a shit show. I watched about 2/3 of it, and then I was like, "Well, I got to get home."
I watched the whole Democratic debate, and I swear to God, at the end, my brain felt like mush. I'm like, I can't believe people are this fucking stupid. I really can't believe that the best we have are these idiots. But apparently that's not the best. This is only half of the best. The rest are tomorrow night. And I'm not sure I can stand tomorrow night.
Oh, you got Bernie Sanders.
Yeah.
You got Joe Biden, Uncle Joe touching everybody inappropriately on that.
Uncle Joe's got to get touchy-feely with everyone. Otherwise, they won't like Uncle Joe.
Right. He doesn't even give you candy after he touches you either.
No, he doesn't. He didn't even give you the reach around. He just, just gets all touchy.
Right.
Yeah. Anyways.
Do we have people out there? Is there actually people out there today? What are we doing?
Yeah. Let's see who we got out here. We got Fine Ape 1393 here. We got Obnoxious One saying, "Start this shit up already." Yeah, we know Orange Angry One. We understand. You got Psycho 316, Kinky Sphincters out there. What's going on, Kinky? Yeah, we got Scott P79. What's up? Gun Snob is still a thing. Alaskan AK guy is out there. Yes, we were just talking about that. Alaska. Hill Climb Ohio is out there. In Armament and Axis son. How you doing, buddy? Who else we got? We got the Sun Snob, Seven Wonders out there.
Oh God.
C4 Defense is out there. Vandalistic of Vlogs is up early, or is it late for you? I don't know. You're on the other half of the other side of the world, so take your pick.
Right.
Who else do we have? Gizzard Gary's out there. We got the mother clucker himself. Dr. Recoil out there. Where's my Discord? I need help setting up my Discord, Dr. Recoil, so I'm going to have to talk to Tara about that. But, yeah, I have a Discord. I do not use it at all. So, anyways, Ozzy Osbourne is out there. What's going on, dude? What's going on? Who else we got? We got Glittersticks 219 is out there. So your other half is watching, so be good.
Yeah.
We got David Ramirez out there. What's going on, Dave? We got Matthew Gardner out there. How's it going, Matt? Rob the NY Outcast is out there.
Holy moly!
We got a bunch of people out there. So guys, thank you for watching. Normally we do this on Roll Call 219's channel, but unfortunately, Roll Call, his internet's just not working well for him. So, he's doing the mobile thing with his phone right now. So, we're doing it on my channel. But as we said, sometimes it's on my channel, sometimes it's on his. Most of the time, it's on his. But
yeah,
again, we're trying to keep the tradition. I know we're going a little late. Match chat went on a little long tonight, like it did last time. But again, you guys like more content anyways. So, you know. Anyways, so yeah, we got a couple things to talk about tonight. Okay, so we already went over a little bit of debate, so we'll get back to we'll come back to that because there's more I want to say on that, but there's some stuff I want to talk to you that I saw in the news first today. So let's go over some of that, all right? Because some of the stuff I saw today, I'm just like, but wasn't he kicked out last week? But no, it gets worse. All right, so the breaking news today was the first breaking news was the now acting or the current Broward County Sheriff fired 2 more deputies for neglect of duty during the Parkland shooting, which they should have been fired after the situation for doing nothing. But apparently it was actually 3 people that were standing around doing nothing, when kids were getting shot. Yeah, we realize it's not the judge says it's not your job to go and protect people. We understand that. But if there's an active shooter, it is your job to go and shoot his ass and take him down if, he's breaking the law. Is it not?
Yeah, it is. It's totally their responsibility when a crime is being committed.
It is their responsibility to stop the crime or at least stop the threat of the crime.
Yeah.
It is their duty to enforce the law, is it not?
Yeah. And the law was being broken and they didn't step in.
Yeah. And that's why these guys unfortunately were just, they were fired. They weren't, brought up on charges in the courts yet, but hey, maybe there'll be another lawsuit there, hopefully, just like that other guy, and that other guy's been sentenced to jail. But and C4 Defense saying it's your job to intervene and protect public safety. Yes, C4 Defense, I know that, you know that, even Roll Call knows that, but the problem is the Supreme Court says it's not the police or law enforcement's job to protect anyone. It's only your job to enforce the law. And in this situation, if a guy is shooting around willy-nilly, it's their job to enforce the law by removing that threat. And that person, causing that threat. So
there was a crime being committed right in front of their faces, and they did nothing.
Yeah. So
and they should be held accountable for that.
It pisses me off that it's taken this long for them to do anything about it.
Well, see, you got to get the right people in there. And this guy that's in there right now is doing the right thing. You have to get the right people in these legislative positions because being a sheriff, you have to be elected to this. You're not appointed, you're elected. So when you elect these people, the proper people to be put into these situations, then guess what? You'll get different results than the status quo that's been going on in that county for God knows how many years. So this is why you vote. This is a prime example of why you vote.
Okay, Matthew Garner says, I know at Night Strike, but what is the other cat's name? The other guy here, right here, I'll screen share him. This is Roll Call 219. This is my buddy I met in Tulsa. Uh-oh. We've hung out, we had dinner, we hung out a lot. We looked at a shit ton of cool guns at J.M. Davis. We looked at a shit ton of cool guns and even a cannon at the Wanamaker, last year. And we do Rants and Raves almost every Wednesday night on his channel. But when he can't host it, it's on my channel.
Yeah, unfortunately, I got a storm that's cooking up off the lake. I live on a Lake Michigan. So when a storm comes in, the internet's shoddy. Not so much where you can use your phone, but enough to affect, computers and all that. Plus, it's lightning out. So, we get surges. Lights have been flickering. So, I mean, it'd be a shit show.
Yeah. Roll call. It's youtube.com/c/roll call 219 is your short link, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Here, I'll post his channel. That's his channel. That's what we normally do. Rants Raves on his channel, but we're doing it on my channel tonight. So, there we go. Yeah. So moving on from Broward. Because fuck Florida and fuck Parkland. Yeah, the other breaking news. Well, there's like 3 or 4 of them tonight. Chris Cox resigned from the NRA ILA tonight.
It's a start.
Yeah, the problem is there really wasn't much he could do because last week Wayne LaPierre decided to push everyone from the board, including Chris Cox, out, and he's trying to consolidate his power base, and be the only one standing in the NRA. That's not a start. He's entrenching himself right now.
Yeah, this is what La Steal Your Money does. He's cornered. So the only thing he can do now is to start firing people that are whether they're being implemented in the scandal that's going on or the people that want him out. He's trying to manipulate this whole situation. He's doing a good job because he's been doing it for a while. The real problem is Wayne. Chris Cox, this just tells you Chris Cox used to be his right-hand man, the guy that did the dirty work. And for how many, decades and, centuries, the person that always does the dirty work, they always get cut loose first. They always go to jail or whatever the deal is. His right-hand man, he's out. So this is a good showing of the character that you're dealing with the NRA in La Steal All Your Money, Pierre. That dude is a criminal. He's the biggest part of the problem in that organization until he's removed. Getting rid of Chris Cox, that's a step in the right direction. Is it a huge step? I don't think so. I think the bigger step is the other people on this board to come forth and start trying to push this guy out one way or another. And right now he's getting his ducks in a row, and you can see it right here. So there's a long way to go with that organization. They're floundering bad. I mean, when one of the biggest shills for them, Hickok 45, that old shitbag, when he starts, telling people that he ain't gonna do this shit no more, that's a sign. That's a huge sign.
Recoil, I'm not being an ass. I know you're getting it. You're getting it up the ass. You're getting it from the left, the right, down your throat, in your nose, in your ears, basically in every orifice you have in California. But the fact is, I had to get a real ID so I could go, I could actually go and fly on planes because they extended not getting a real ID in South Carolina until 2020. And if I don't have a real ID, I can't take a plane anywhere. And I would kind of like to go back to Wanamaker or Tulsa or go to Phoenix sometime this year. So I had to get a real ID anyways. So I just went and changed my driver's license from a regular driver's license to a real ID. So if you haven't done so already, they're requiring that all over the United States. If you haven't done so already and dragged your ass, well, I hate to say it, but you're dragging your ass because you don't want to get it. So that's on you. The fact that your governor is requiring that in CA, that does suck. But again, you drug your ass, man. I mean, you know about the real ID thing, right?
Yeah, you got to have it by 2020?
Yeah.
You got to have this, and this is another thing I don't agree with. It. My dog's running around if you hear.
Tell I'll chop him high.
Bye. He took off.
Close enough.
Right. But the real ID, it's basically a way for them to get people to stop traveling unless you comply with the narrative. And it's just a special ID, and you can't fly without it. So if you're going to take a plane, you have to have that real ID by 2020, or you can't travel via plane. But yet they want you to have that ID. For what reason? My brain tells me just for identification. That's it. Just for tracking. It's what they do. It's what the government does.
I hate to say this, but they're going to track you one way or the other. Does it matter whether it's through your ID or not?
Right.
If you don't think they aren't tapping your phone calls anyways, I got news for you. They are. Mind blown.
Mind blown.
No.
Yeah, we got 5 thumbs down. Loving it.
All right. 5 thumbs down. Great. Hey, George, what's going on? And Dr. Rico says, we didn't even vote on this. Well, again, there's California for you. You don't vote on it. The people that get elected vote on it, whether you vote for them or not. Because if you're Republican, Libertarian, or Independent in California, good fucking luck.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck getting elected. So, that's, but again, it sucks that it's happening in California, but it's California. What else can we say?
California as a whole.
Well, no, where the politicians are as a whole, but that's all we're gonna say on California. Because some of California is quite nice. I know. I used to live there. So, all right. The other breaking news tonight, I don't know if you heard, but the NRA shut down NRA TV. It's gone, man. There's nothing left. Completely shut down.
Yeah, I've seen where people are talking about if you try to go to the link, it directs you back to the NRA link. If you do that.
Completely shut down. So there's no NRA TV, which I'm kind of happy about that because, go to GunTube.org and check that out because it's better than NRA TV and there's better videos on GunTube.org.
Vanessa Kitty says the Real ID Act was passed around the time the Patriot Act was.
And that was when you were in.
Yeah, that was 2002.
Yeah.
2002.
2001, 2002, yeah. It had to have been either 2002 or 2003 because it was just like right after 9/11.
Yeah, it was right after 9/11. I've got some news. Do you want to hear some news?
I got some more news. I'm not done yet. I got some more stuff because we got a full docket tonight. Okay.
Oh, buddy.
Oh, so while the whole NRA thing is in itself interesting, I got led on to something today because I saw this on Reddit, and I know it's Reddit, but apparently a man in New York, specifically, where is this? A man who lives in Keentowne, New York, which is just on the other side in New York, it's south of Buffalo. It's near the Pennsylvania border. Fired a Civil War cannon at his neighbor for 8 days during a dispute. Okay? Unmute yourself on this one because I need to hear your response. He fired a black powder Civil War cannon for 8 days at his neighbors.
So he made his own cannonballs and shit?
I don't know if he made his own cannonballs or he's just using powder.
Or he just did it to piss them off.
I think he just fought. I don't even think he had any ammo for it. He was just putting powder in it, to just fire it off just to piss people off. But unfortunately, he was arrested for this because it's not while in New York, it's not illegal to own a cannon, but it is if you're using it maliciously. And unfortunately, because he was pointing at people's houses, even if it was loaded or not, and firing it, then that is malicious intent, apparently. So, yeah.
That's great.
When somebody rolls out a Civil War cannon out of their garage, points it at your house, and fires it, whether it's loaded or not, that's one of those moments where I just have to mention it for the sheer hilarity of this. The only gun you can own in New York at this point is a Civil War cannon.
Oh my God!
I'm sorry. It was just the most ridiculous thing I had seen all day, and I had to. Okay, we can go on from here, but there's two more things I got to mention.
David Ramirez said, "Forget the yeet cannon.
Forget the yeet cannon. Use the Civil War cannon." So, all right. The other thing I want to mention is let me get the link for that because I'm still plugging it for Yankee to try and help Yankee out, and I know that sounded awful, but I'm putting the link out there anyways. I'm still pushing the 1639 Legal Defense Fund. So if you guys out there already have not done so already and helped out the 1639 Legal Defense Fund, which is basically this guy and the 2AF, Second Amendment Foundation, are trying to fight 1639 in the state of Washington. So Yankee has been on board with this since day one. He's been pushing it. I've donated already. If you can donate like $1, $5, $2, $10, any amount would seriously help them because right now, if you looked at 1639, if that becomes the norm for the West Coast, then it's going to become the norm for every other state. And I don't want that in my state because I like my guns. And I'm sure everybody else does too. So if you can help out, I'll put the link out there again for you guys. If you can help out, please help them out. I'm begging you. Please help them out because they sincerely need the help.
Yeah, I'm going to be donating. I get paid tomorrow, so I'm going to make my donation. I think I'm going to give them $20. I missed Tuesday, so my check's a little short this week. But I'm going to throw them $20. I know it's not a ton, but $20 is $20. 20 is 20.
Help them out where you can.
Yep.
All right. So we talked about that. What was the last thing I wanted to mention? I-1639. I know there was something else I wanted to mention, but I can't remember it. I don't know if it was funny or if it was. No, I think that's it. I think that's it because a cannon firing at your neighbors. Just what the hell? My muskets.
That's hilarious.
Oh, yes. I remember what the last thing was. Okay. If you guys check out Instagram and Twitter, I posted on Instagram and double posted on Twitter. It was just a repost of what Tim from Military Arms Channel posted earlier. It's basically down with LaPierre. So check that out too if you can later on. But aside from that, there we go. Mad Sexy, I see you out there. Thank you for jumping in, Mad Sexy. So I'm not forgetting you. Vanessa Kitty's out there too.
Vanessa Kitty's out there. You got Mad Sexy's out there. Dr. Recoil's out there.
He's still out there.
Who's this guy?
We got Lunatic Rider 209. What's going on, dude?
He's over there.
Yeah. So, all right. So, what's on the docket tonight on your side? Because I had a whole bunch of stuff I wanted to talk about, and I got through all of my stuff. So, it's your turn, buddy.
All right. So, everybody's been bitching about Yankee here lately, and the way he's been presenting for donating to that cause for the Second Amendment Foundation and that nasty little bill. So I went back and looked, and I guess some guy named Tweaking Geek, Twang and Gang, some dude. I don't know who he is.
Getting gangbang?
I don't know who that dude is. I never knew he existed. He's got like over 400,000 subscribers, but yet he's never popped up on my feed list. That's because YouTube, not GunTube.org, but YouTube suppresses a lot of gun content on their platform. So I think that might be one of the reasons why I've never ran across this guy. So I watched his response from Yankee, and he's on the boat of, well, I mentioned this, so I was kind of responsible for bringing this up. And he reminds me of some bullshit. I left a comment on his page. He's talking about all this shit. And then Hank Strange started dissing out Yankee because of something he said on his show, which, I mean, when you're on other people's show, you should respect their show and you shouldn't do some certain things. But I think we're all missing the big picture here. I don't agree with everything with what Yankee says. I really don't. I'm really divided on a lot of the issues that he's on the side of. But the big picture is this bill. This is a bill you do not want in your state now. It's a bill you definitely don't want in your state if you're a restrictive state. I mean, I could call you a communist state, but I say restrictive out of respect because we have a lot of people that live in those states. And the third thing is if this stuff gets through, it spreads like wildfire. Look at red flag laws. Look at bump stocks. It's not the mere device or how a person delivers. It's the way they're presenting these bills. Those people, the gun grabbers, the anti-gun people, the shitty politicians. It's the way they're presenting these bills and putting them forth and getting them through. A lot of people don't know where some of this shit came through. They trick people signing petitions to pass anti-gun legislation, making it something that it wasn't, and having people sign it. They were sitting out in front of places, and people were signing the petitions and went to court. The judge was like, well, you can't do that. Held up in court a little bit, but then they said, well, that law can go through. They're tricking people. They're lying to them, and they're passing these laws. We need to stop this. You know, I know a lot of people don't agree with this guy. They don't like him. They don't like the way he represents himself. They don't like his channel. He never shoots or whatever. The big picture is I don't want this fucking bill in my state. Night Strike doesn't want it in his, and you sure in hell don't want it in yours. And you sure as hell don't want it in a state if you're already being restricted from owning certain firearms. We can get over the issue of presentation of something or how shitty a guy's channel is or who said what first, all that. We can debate that later. The big issue is the way these politicians, the anti-gunners, are presenting these bills, whether it's through lying or just blatantly trying to push this stuff through.
Right.
And I think if we come together on a level where we say, look, we're going to sort out those other issues I just talked about on a different day. We're going to stand up to this bullshit bill. And everyone that follows this is just the beginning. This is just the start of this. This is a test run. This is to see what happens. You guys have to be aware.
I need to back up and make a statement on Yankee because, listen, we know, you've seen me and Matt's chats with Yankee and my interactions with Yankee. Sometimes they're cordial. Sometimes they're, who the fuck is Jonas? And sometimes, you know, their Yankee says something wrong and then continues to take over the chat. Well, I don't agree with some of his approaches. I don't agree with half the shit he says. But the thing is, what I do agree with Yankee is Yankee does a lot of good charity. Okay, like giving money and raising money for animal shelters and animals that need, you know, need care and need a roof over their heads, and helps. He also helps with animal adoptions as well. He does a lot of good things, and he also helps people with the Yankee Marshall Pistol Project, where he gives guns away to people that need them. Okay, so I agree with Yankee on those. I mean, that's some good shit he's doing. He's doing some good shit. Yes, he's got an attitude. Yes, he's got his own flair. Yes, he's a little out there. He's not exactly, you know, the model person you would expect of, you know, someone out there in the gun world. He's his own entity. And you know what? That, you know, Yankee is Yankee. But again, I don't disagree with him on the good stuff he's doing. I agree with him. I help out when I can when he does that stuff. I can't always help out, but when I can, I do. And honestly, you know, I don't agree with half the shit he says, but at the end of the day, me and Yankee can agree on one thing. You know what that one thing is? Shall not be infringed.
Exactly.
That's the point, okay? Me and Yankee don't agree on half the shit we argue about on match chats, okay? I understand that. I agree with that. I agree that he has his own opinion and he has his own belief. I have my own opinion and my own belief, but I believe in the good that Yankee does, and whenever I get a chance to talk about it and say something good about it, I will, because he is doing good. He's helping people out, and he's helping animals out that need help. Okay, I believe in that message, but again, I don't believe in, you know, in people who don't understand the situation. Like, you know, I don't know. I'm not going to say anything about Hank because I haven't seen any Hank stuff. I don't watch Hank, so I can't say anything Hank. Twang and Bang, I don't know anything about him either, but I've heard he's been saying some things about Yankee. I don't watch him either, but I'll just say that, you know, Twang and Bang, if you are listening out there, go and check this stuff out. Do some research. Call the 2AF. Email them. You know, if you don't think that, you know, the GoFundMe project is in conjunction with the Second Amendment Foundation, then go and give them a call. Send an email. It's not hard to go and do a little work to actually get all the information before you just go off and say, whatever shit's on your mind. You know, actually do some research before you go and, you know, piss people off. You know, I know Yankee goes and pisses people off with, you know, how he says things and how he calls people out, but the reason why Yankee does that, the base reason, is because he's trying to get people to pay attention to a cause. He's trying to get people's eyes from shut to open. Okay, I understand that, you know, some of the stuff he says and some of the stuff he does, he could do a little differently. I agree, but Yankee is Yankee, and you shouldn't go all, you know, you shouldn't jump on his ass for trying to raise awareness. Okay, that's all I'm gonna say. I'm not trying to be pro Yankee. I'm just saying that, you know, there are some things that Yankee does good, and I support all the good things. But as far as some of the stuff he says, it's hit or miss. Tuesday nights, 9:00.
Yeah, and that's where I'm getting at. We can all disagree on how each other are. I do respect what Hank said in his video. I watched his video. I watch Hank Strange. I enjoy watching that. Walter is the man. That dude, he's a pretty cool cat. I get all that jazz. But I mean, in the end, I think we can take those issues aside and we can push them and really focus on the main issue, and that's defeating every piece of anti-gun legislation, no matter how big, no matter how small it is. In the end, we all have one common goal, and that's to be, you know, stop from being infringed upon from the government, politicians, singers, actors, writers, all those people that live in gated communities, all those people that have bodyguards. We do not live like that. You know, I'm not condemning them because, you know, they made a career and all that. I'm condemning them is because they want us to turn over our firearms. They want us to comply. They want us to be drones. It doesn't work that way. We each live our individual lives like the founding fathers intended to. And there's a reason why they put shall not be infringed in there. And until these people understand that that is why it's there, that's why it's the Second Amendment, is so important. We're never going to give up this fight. We need to stop this stuff in its tracks. And regardless of what one or the other says, the big picture is let's defeat these bills. We'll deal with this other childish shit later. It's that simple. We're all adults here, and I think we can sort through the mess that runs rampant on the YouTube paradox, I should say. So keep that in mind. I did leave him a comment because he was talking about baseball, so I left him a great reference. I told him he looked more like Lupus, the dude from the Bad News Bears, or Opie, the guy that had the clipboard, because he's talking about, well, I play the field. I play the field. We each have our different position. I never watched any of his videos. That's the only one watched. That was my reference to him. I respect Hank and what he said in his video. I think the bigger picture is let's cast this stuff aside. We could always visit it later if it really chaps your ass that bad.
You know, a lot of us need to pull the balls and the dicks out of the pussy, and grow a pair of balls if you don't have a pair of balls if they've fallen off, because quite honestly, we're all grown adults. All right, we need to stop acting like we're 12-year-old children arguing with each other. If one gun guy doesn't believe in what another gun guy says or does, then he needs to say that, move on, and you know what? No one pay attention to him because he doesn't care about your Second Amendment rights. He just cares about, if he sells shirts, stickers, or if his channel makes a profit this month. That's the only thing he cares about. He doesn't care about your rights. Okay, and those that would rather divide the people that are trying to do good do not need your attention. Okay, right. Those that are trying to divide don't need your attention. They're not worth it. They don't help. They don't do anything. They're in it for one thing, numero uno. And for those that don't speak Spanish, number one themselves. Right. So, again, spreading the word on 1639, showing that even though we don't agree on a lot of things that each other say, showing that we can get together for a cause shows a hell of a lot more than making a video and going and arguing with someone via posting a video out there saying mean and hateful things about somebody just because you don't do the research.
And this leads into my next thing that I'm talking about. Recently, my city, I'm 60 miles from Chicago. A lot of the agony, a lot of the pain, a lot of the sorrow folds over from here. We've been having a lot of stuff. Just last night we had somebody shot up a house. The night before is what I really want to talk about, and I said this on a lot of my stuff on social media the past week, but unfortunately my internet doesn't want to work, so I couldn't post it on my channel so all my viewers could see what I was doing. But there's some people at a local bar right down the street from here. It's in my neighborhood. Mm-hmm. They're all sitting around having a good time. All of a sudden, the majority of the police force showed up. They detained everybody in that bar. They did not give a reason until they lined people up and started to demand identification. So when everything was trying to get sought through, they tried to claim it was an excise raid. That's what they tried to claim it was.
A tax raid?
Excise is the people that go in and like if you're gambling, you have to have a gambling license, certain things of that nature. It's just
no,
another.
I know excise taxes. I don't know. I've never heard of an excise raid.
Yeah, it's an organization that comes in and like if you're serving people underage, you can get fined for that. You can have your bar closed down. That's a step you take through it. In the end, they were checking people for warrants. That is a direct violation of the Constitution. This is the things that need to be said. I have nothing against police officers. I really do not. Sarge is out in the chat. He's a police. He's a sheriff. I don't have a problem with it. When I start to have a problem with authority is when they go into these places, and there was videos posted on Facebook. They had lined everybody up in the bar. They had two sections where you could exit the bar, and they had cops there sitting with laptops running their names, checking for warrants. There's a video posted on Facebook of the bar's own dog.
If they're going to do that, shouldn't they have taken them all down to the station and done that? Wouldn't that have been the legal way?
Shouldn't they have had a warrant? Shouldn't they have a warrant? They had no probable cause. They had nothing. They just walked into an establishment, into a patron bar, rounded everybody up, and demanded for IDs. No crime was being committed.
That sounds weird, and who knows? They may get in trouble for that.
Yeah, well, there's a huge shitstorm over it here in town. Not only is the bar owner furious, because I refuse to go to that bar now, and I visit that establishment. They have good food, good entertainment. They got a jukebox that I can play.
How are the burgers and fries?
Burgers and fries are one of the best ones in town.
Okay.
The fact that the police can use this authority like that is mind-boggling. This is why it's so important to stay on top of the people that you elect. This is a mayoral cycle for my area, my city.
Oh God!
And nothing's being done for this.
Hello, Never Enough Sprinkles. I'm doing just fine. Thank you for asking.
So this is something that I want to get out there, that this is important to talk about these certain situations.
Glittersticks is saying that she knows the owner of the bar.
Yeah, I've known the owner for quite some time. He worked at a different establishment. He worked his ass off for 20 some odd years to buy this bar. And for them the barge in there, and the only thing they found wrong was like some machine didn't have a sticker on it. And it was like a $50 fine. That was it. But yet they detained everybody in that bar, demanded IDs, and then ran them for warrants. It wasn't even, they didn't have a warrant. Excise wasn't there. And that's just a blatant violation.
Yeah.
These things have to be put out into the media. My newspaper will not cover this.
Yeah. Kendrick 98 is saying asking for your ID and having to comply, is a law in a lot of places. It is. I won't argue there, Kendrick. But he goes on to say detaining all of them is the problem. Yeah, they had what Rocall is saying is they had everybody lined up and they were detaining them. They didn't have a warrant. If you're detaining somebody who was in a bar just drinking, eating, or just having food,
nobody was committing a crime. Nobody was being wild.
Where is the probable cause in someone who just went there to get some food?
Yeah, I mean, nobody's committing a crime. There's nothing. And if you're going to go in there and look for that stuff, wouldn't you want to call the owner? Wouldn't you want to talk to the owner? Not the patrons of the bar. Not the patrons of the bar.
Right.
I mean, this is a common thing that's been going on around my city for a couple of weeks now. Pressure has been put on. Things have not been solved. Robberies, Certain things have gone unchecked, but yet to walk into an establishment, start detaining people, and then lying about what you're doing, and then checking for warrants, it's pretty bad news. That's pretty bad news.
I don't even think Sarge would agree to do something like that unless they had warrants.
And they were even asking them, "Why are you here? Why are they here?" They're like, "Give me your ID." They're like, "Well, why am I giving you your ID? Have I committed a crime? Am I being accused of committing a crime?" And they're like, "You're being detained. We're checking for warrants." So they just blatantly disregarded whether they were, committing a crime or not, just checking for active warrants. Pretty shoddy police work, in my opinion. A lot of people are in an uproar in my area. Be on your P's and Q's. Some places, whoever was out there in the chat that said that, yeah, you got to identify yourself if that's what your state law is. But when you're not committing a crime and you're not being really suspected of a crime, but unless you didn't get ranch with your wings or blue cheese, or you're putting ketchup on things you shouldn't put ketchup on. I mean, what was the deal there? And a lot of the city has gone silent with this, with all the outrage on it. You can go see that on their webpage. It's the Michigan City webpage. You can go see that a lot of people are pissed about this establishment. So being rated like that. So that's pretty bad news, man.
Well, it shouldn't be the establishment that people should be pissed off at. It should be the department of which conducted that raid.
Yeah, whoever gave the okay.
Whoever gave the okay, whoever department, whether it was a local department or whether it was a state department that initiated that raid, those are the people you need to go after. Those are the people you need to get, jump down their fucking throats and their necks, for detaining people without, one, probable cause, and two, without a warrant.
Yeah. I mean, I watched the whole video, and then they were asked to take the video down because I think there will be some legal recourse after that. I don't know how you go about it when you file for something like this, because you're going to lose revenue. You're losing revenue. I mean, I'm not going to go back there until this shit is figured out, because I don't want to go there, try and watch a ball game, have a beer and a hamburger, and then have the cops show up and start getting detained and ask what I'm doing there. We all know what we do when we go to places like that.
I'm sorry. I just saw what Mad Sexy. He's like, at Night Strike, I'm going to unsubscribe from you, and I'm like, why? And he goes, so I can resubscribe. And I'm like, I have to laugh at that. That's good. That's good.
And what really boggles the mind when you walk into a lot of these establishments like this, they always ask for your ID. Doesn't matter if you have gray hair. Doesn't matter if you're got wrinkles on your face. They always ask for your ID.
They always ask for your ID. So
I'm always there. I'm always there.
No one's complaining about being asked to get into one of those establishments because of the ID. Though normally here in South Carolina, because a lot of bars also double as restaurants, they don't card people because they don't have to. Because they sell food too. Because in South Carolina, food is more profitable.
Yeah, I mean,
the bars are more of an afterthought. But again, when you go up to the bar to order, they will ask you for your ID. So there you go.
Yeah, I mean, they know who I am.
That's no problem.
I am, and I still get carded there. So I just didn't.
Wow, you still get carded?
Yeah, I still get carded.
The funny thing is, I don't get carded when I have the beard all the way out to like here. I don't get carded. But when I have it shaved off, I get carded. That's why I didn't want to shave it off.
Right.
Because when I go to buy beer at Walmart, or I go to buy, even Walmart sells some wine too. Like, what is that? That Maniswitch, the Sacrament wine.
Right.
You can buy that at Walmart too. And when I go to buy that, they don't card me when I have the beard. When I don't have the beard, I always get fucking carded for just like some of that Sacrament wine and like a 12-pack of Smirnoff Ice, or whatever beer's on sale.
Why are you drinking Sacrament wine? Why? What?
Because I like it. Okay.
Oh my God. Oh.
And Rob D, I'm not shaving this off. Get over it.
There, 9mm says somebody could stick drugs in your pocket and you'd be screwed. Roll call 219. Don't chance it. Bar insurances have rides for things like this. I mean, that's another thing. You know, what if they did find drugs in the bathroom? Now, are they charging everybody like they always do? Like when you watch on Live PD or something, you know, they charge everybody in the car with drugs. So you're going to tell me if I'm in a place, an establishment, cops come in there, they find drugs in the bathroom, I'm going to catch a drug charge? That's bullshit. That's bullshit. That's how I look at it. And I don't think it's right. I don't have, trust me, I have respect for law enforcement. You know, if I ever get into a dealing with them, I'm respectful with them, you know, but I mean, in the end, this is a blatant abuse of power and it shouldn't stand for it. And I would just wish people would jump on board with this. A lot of the people that are the big shit talkers on Facebook and all these Facebook forums or whatever you want to call them, you don't hear anything from them. And it's like, is there something going on here? Is there agenda? Is there, you know, a political motive here? You know, does this person represent a party that this establishment doesn't like, or vice versa? It's really
we're losing you, roll call. Dial it back. I hate to tell you to dial it back on Rants Raves, but we're losing you. What were you saying? What are we talking about?
Oh, am I back?
Yeah, you're back. You're back.
It's thundering. This another storm's coming in off the lake.
Okay.
Don't worry about it. It wasn't important anyway.
Okay. All right. So what else do we got on the docket? Do you have any gun shop stories you want to tell?
Gun shop stories of the day. I had one yesterday. It was a gentleman and his mom, and she had arthritis in her hands, and she needed a gun that she could work properly. I directed him to the Smith & Wesson. Well, first of all, he tried to get her to buy a Taurus G2C. Well, she couldn't function that gun worth a shit. She couldn't pull the slide back. She's pretty much a novice. So then, you know, I'm like, well, look at the Smith & Wesson Easy Slide. Well, he cut me off every direction I tried to go. My advice to you is take the input from the person over the counter as well, especially when this guy didn't even know this gun existed. It's pretty much basically designed for people with, you know, that kind of I would call it shortcoming in life, called arthritis. That kind of thing. It really kind of makes me, when I'm at the counter and I'm going through this motion, it kind of makes me like, okay, buy whatever you want, you know, hopefully it works for you. You know, advice from person over the counter is sometimes feasible, but you always got those kind of gun shop guys, the do everything guru and whatever you want to call it. But then I pointed out a Smith & Wesson the Bodyguard, that little ultralight revolver. Said you try it, you know, you can go rent it at places around here. So, you know, don't try and rush something in somebody's hands when they have no idea. They're a novice.
Right. Okay. I need to make a clarification here real quick. When people when people were, you know, have been making fun of the wine. When I do go to church, I don't go as often as I should. The Catholic you know, sacrament wine is, I think it's fucking delicious. Okay, I know, I like it. The only thing close enough is the only, because you can't buy that wine. The only wine I found that's close enough is this shit. Maybe you've seen this before, but this is the only wine I found that tastes just like it.
What? Okay, that looks like a headache.
Manischewitz. Okay, that's the only stuff that tastes remotely like it. I know. Listen, I don't like drinking beer a lot. You drink beer all the time. I hate drinking beer. I like hard liquor. I like wine. You know, I'll even drink Smirnoff Ice, but I don't like standard beer. It just tastes like piss water to me. All right.
9mm agrees with you. She says
You know,
church wine is the best.
so, I just had to make this point here because I know people are going on about me with the Jesus juice and all that, and yeah, I'll give that to you, but I have acquired I have different tastes. Okay, sure, roll call. If there's nothing else to drink and it's just you and me hanging around, if all you've got is like Miller's Light or Coors Light or whatever it is, whatever beer you've got, sure, I'll drink one, but I won't like it. But
you'll like it.
I'll drink one because you're my brother, and I am there spending time with you. It's not about the beer; it's about hanging out with you. Okay.
Well then, I'll bring the Manowitz or whatever.
The Manishoots.
Yeah, whatever. I'll find it somewhere, and I'll bring a big bottle.
Oh God! Thank you, Bad Sexy. Thank you. So anyway, so yeah, it's when you bring someone in to look for a gun, it should be said that if they want to look and try and handle different guns, why not let them try instead of telling them what to buy? Because you're just going to make one bad mistake after another for them instead of letting them go and decide.
Well, she wasn't a spring chicken, I'll tell you that, man. So, I mean, and then he's trying to get her to buy like a little small 9mm. I'm like, well, that has a lot of recoil. She's got arthritis. Yeah. You want to give her something light, something she can handle. I mean, you can shoot.
And Budget is correcting me. It's Manischewitz. Okay, there we go.
Oh, Manischewitz. Well, yuck.
What Budget you can shove it where the sun doesn't shine. Yes, I'm kidding. Continue.
But and another thing I had the other day was guy that didn't know what kind of gun he had. Comes into the gun shop, doesn't even have the gun on him, can't remember what the gun is, needs a holster for his gun. Just FYI, if I don't know what gun you have, I'm not going to know what holster you need. If you can't tell me at least if it's a 3-inch barrel, 4, 5, 4.5, 2-inch barrel, I'm not going to understand what you're doing. Don't get mad at me. Figure your shit out. Write it down on a piece of paper, stick it in your pocket, bring the gun in unloaded. I really love that. But
wait, you do?
Yeah, I really love it when you come in there. I had a guy the other day, last week. I love these XDs. I love these XDs. She bought one. Well, he's carrying the gun that she bought. I'm like, oh yeah? And he turns around, I'll show it to you. He takes the gun out, tries to unload the gun, damn near pulls the trigger, tell him to put it back in his pants. I'm like, just lift up your shirt, bud. That's all you have to do. You don't have to pull this thing out. You don't have to give it to me. You don't have to try and get the round out of the chamber. I was just like, oh my God. Then he's
too much.
Pointing in a non-safe direction. It's just like, all you have to do is lift up your shirt, buddy. You don't have to take it out. You don't have to be the coolest cat on the block. And I don't like when people pull guns out unless they're unloaded. They bring it in a case.
Well, listen. Listen, if I was carrying around like a Desert Eagle, you'd want me to pull it out.
Well, maybe.
Not at the store, but maybe out in the backyard or out in the
backyard. I'll shoot one of them. I'm a gun whore. I'll shoot anything.
Yeah, right. So I have looked at one of those Jerichos the other day.
Oh yeah.
I kind of like them. They're growing on me, even though they're like 9mm. They're growing on me.
I know.
It feels wrong to say that.
I bought a gun in 45. I can't rag on it. It's a good shooter. I got a little bit of issues with it, but I think I'll turn those out. But if it keeps on raining like this, I'm not gonna be able to make a video. I'll have to go to the range. That's the only problem. I have to go to the
Yeah.
range.
So, yeah. All right. Anything else on the docket tonight?
Don't watch too much of the presidential debates for the Democrats. You'll ruin your mind.
And a mime is a terrible thing to waste.
It sure is, especially listening to those
jacks.
jacks.
Wait. I mean mind, not mime.
Oh, we got some lightning coming in here.
Uh-oh.
Severe thunderstorm warning.
Uh-oh. C4 defense Sarge is trying to rile Jumpy up.
Uh-oh. Oh, he's got 9mm.
The Pants is saying Quark's the DGS and doesn't even post it on Gun Channels. Sorry, guys.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Is the Daily Gun Show going on right now?
Apparently.
So
I guess we gotta wrap it up now.
We gotta wrap it up so everybody can go to the Daily Gun Show.
Yeah. All right, guys. Yeah, roll call. You got anything?
No, man. Go check out my channel. I like to thank for the couple of people that just subscribed. Hope you enjoyed the content. Go through there. My work schedule is going to change here. We got a new guy at work, but he seems not to want to show up to do his job, and he just started. So we'll see how this guy works out. Hopefully, he comes to work. I mean, I guess we could look past it, but what I do is a very important job. The government's not going to mess around. The ATF is a pain in the ass. So hopefully he comes around and turns out to be, decent and does the job correctly. So my days will be, I'll still have the Wednesday off and I'll still have Fridays off. But the days that I do work, my schedules will change. Mondays will be a different time and Thursdays will be a different time. So those will switch from a day to a night and a night to a day shift. So other than that, go check out my channel. You can visit me on Instagram. I went fishing today. Watched people catch fish while I didn't catch any fish. My son even caught a fish. I felt like the only person out there that didn't even catch a damn fish. So I don't know. I'm gonna have to fix my fishing techniques.
Oh, Sarge is calling you out.
You are just the enforcer for the ATF. And you're just the enforcer of red flag laws, you road pirate.
Yes, he is a road pirate. There we go.
But you can check me out on Instagram. You can check me out on I don't do Facebook as often. Some of my posts have been getting shut down from Facebook. So I don't really reach out to Facebook as much. I usually use Instagram, Twitter. I'm on gunchannels.com and my Roll Call 219 channel here on YouTube, GunTube.org. I'm going to start uploading videos to that as long as it's sufficient enough. Please go and use the Patreon link for GunTube.org. I highly suggest you do that. PayPal, anything you can do to help GunTube.org stay on the internet would be grateful. Go donate to the Second Amendment Foundation. If you want to donate to my channel, that would be great too. And if the kinky sphincters out there, I never got your package, and I never got a note from the post office, so I didn't get your package. Other than that, thanks for hosting tonight, buddy. Really appreciate it.
No problem. I'm tired of us not doing, rants and raves because your awful internet or your awful weather. So.
Oh, by the way, I did mention you on Match Chat, and I'll tweet all the people that were in the presidential debate, especially the Mad Owl lady, and who's that other guy, Cuck Todd, whatever his name is, Cuck Todd. And I told him to contact you when they have microphone issues and they have technical difficulties, and then maybe you take that money and put it into GunTube.org.
Well, yeah.
So we'll take the anti-gunners money and put it into a Pro
Oh
gun.
wow. Well, Sarge, I'm surprised you said that on there. You said saying that on air. He said Sarge just said, "Guess who's been shot at in the last 2 weeks and is still Pro 2A."
Oh God.
Sarge,
Don't
that's
tell
got to
me
be a
about it.
story. You're gonna have to tell me that
Yeah,
story.
you're gonna have to tell that story.
Yeah. All right. All right, guys. So check out GunTube.org. Check out Patreon/GunTube. Check out it's PayPal.me/GunTube if you want to help out there. Check out Roll Call 219's channel. It's YouTube.com/C/Roll Call 219. You know, check out all his stuff he does. We'll see you next week. We'll probably be on his channel, hopefully. If not, we'll be back here next week. So there you go. So thank you all for listening. Thank you all for hanging out. And shall not be infringed.
Hashtag Jimenez Tooth.
Bye, Felicia. What's snobs? I ain't got no tagline.
I ain't got no tagline.
No. I think Rich White says, bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.
All right. We'll see you guys later.
For sure.